Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championships. You're looking live at SP Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, as Game On Sports Network brings you live exclusive coverage of today's Texas High School Lacrosse League Class B State Semifinal between the San Antonio TMI Episcopal Panthers and the Lucas Lovejoy Leopards. Alongside Jim Dixon, this is Brian Shackelford welcoming you to today's Class B State Semifinal at Leslie Field. And Jim, following a journey that began 4 months ago with practices in freezing weather, 3 months of Texas High School Class B lacrosse, and 2 rounds of the playoffs, the Final Four are here in Coppell, ready to battle for a spot in tomorrow's Class B championship game. One of those spots has already been claimed by the Round Rock Westwood Warriors, and the other spot in tomorrow's Class B championship will be decided right here on the turf this afternoon between TMI Episcopal and Lucas Lovejoy.
My favorite thing is this is the first time that we've experienced the vast expanses of Texas. This is the first time that we haven't had a game in the same zip code.
Indeed. Both teams in our Class A state semifinal were of the Houston area. The previous game, both teams from the Austin area, and now we have one team from the DFW Metroplex against a San Antonio team. It should provide for a very interesting match this afternoon as Lucas Lovejoy, the home team, ranked 3rd overall in the playoff seeding, and TMI Episcopal, the number 4 seed. Should be a classic matchup here today to close out the action at Leslie Field.
Yeah, I mean, and I like a lot of stuff out of TMI. I mean, they're a good squad. We watched them in the playoffs last year. And they flat get after it. I like the style of play.
Indeed, and folks, we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with the opening of this final Class B state semifinal here on Game On Sports Network.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
We've done both new and pre-owned. It's the same experience. It's everything's the same. They make it too easy to even think about going anywhere else.
Discover our wide variety of pre-owned vehicles at Sewell.com today.
Folks, now as we return here to SP Leslie Field, we will step aside for our national anthem. Jim, the rain has stayed off here to the south this afternoon. We have partly cloudy skies, 86 degrees, and a nice stiff breeze out of the south as we're ready to begin our final match of the day here at SP Leslie Field. And we could not have a better match here to close things out this afternoon. Two evenly matched teams. Lucas Lovejoy, the champion in Class B North with a 5-1 record, and TMI Episcopal, the undefeated champions of Class B Central with a 7-0 record. They actually defeated the Westwood Warriors in their conference play by a score of 7-0. And their lone loss on the season, 16-1 overall, are the Episcopal Panthers. Their lone loss to Class A Cypress United, who we saw earlier this morning, barely losing in double overtime in their state semifinal. They lost that game by a score of 16-12. So very evenly matched teams, both district champions coming into this contest here this afternoon at Leslie Field.
Yeah, and I mean, in these situations, they're evenly matched, and it comes down to what you'd expect, and it's not really who executes, it's who doesn't make mistakes, and you know, we've seen it a lot today. There's just a lot of mistakes made, and it's it's the ability to take advantage of them. But both these squads are outstanding, and especially at this class, and to have these guys kind of evenly matched and picked from the get-go by the way they were seeded out of this committee by THSLL, to put a lot of work in to make sure that we have competitive matchups throughout the tournament.
Indeed, and also checking that score that TMI Episcopal defeated Round Rock Westwood by a score of 20-9 to finish their Class B Central campaign undefeated at 7-0. So it will be interesting to see which team comes out here on top today and will face off against Round Rock Westwood tomorrow morning in the Class B State Championship. We're set to go here on the 214 lacrosse face-off cam, and the opening face-off goes to TMI Episcopal and their FOGO specialist, Caden Finno, and we're underway in our second Class B state semifinal.
Yeah, and Finno won that with just body. I mean, he swept the ball, just got through it, screened his man off. The wings weren't a factor on that, and TMI gets to roll down in the offensive zone and basically set everything up the way they'd want it.
And now they come all the way back up top with just over 50 left on the shot clock, 30 seconds gone in the opening quarter. And that first shot on goal saved by the Lovejoy goalkeeper, number 99, Nolan Morrow. Morrow directing traffic as he'll get the ball back, and they'll come up the near side. So it'll be interesting to see how play develops here, whether these teams remain aggressive. From the opening, what we see here in the first 30 seconds, it looks like it's going to be a very aggressive attack by both teams here this afternoon.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the physical matchup on the defensive zone, you're going to see out of that, and like it's been all day today. Every time I talk, I get my mouth shut for me. But TMI just rolls in and just pops that thing in the back of the net on Morrow.
And the opening goal for number 23, Aiden Skelly, as the midfielder goes low and 5 holes the goalie Morrow. And the opening goal goes to TMI Episcopal. They take a 1-0 lead here with just over a minute gone in our first quarter.
And Morrow is a player that I recall from last year's playoffs. As a freshman, just came out, did an outstanding job. He's grown probably about 6 inches. He was a big kid last year, and he's bigger now.
And another face-off win controlled by TMI Episcopal. So that's 2-0 in the face-off circle for the Panthers. And now controlling on the far side, number 38, Ben Hokinson. Hokinson will help set up the counterclockwise rotation for the Panthers. Working in X, number 2, Wyatt Finke. 1-0 here early in the first quarter in favor of TMI Episcopal in this Class B state semifinal. And as we mentioned previously, the winner of this game will face off against the Round Rock Westwood Warriors tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championship game in Class B. A save there by the goalkeeper Morrow, and now getting the ball across the timeline, the long stick midi, Zachary Branch for Lovejoy. And for the first time today, we see the Leopard offense go to work. But quickly dispossessed of the ball, the Panthers with transition and now an unforced error out of bounds. The ball turns right back over to Lucas Lovejoy.
Yeah, and on that last series, I mean, credit Morrow on that. I mean, he fought through it, went and played defense, got a steal back, picked up a ground ball, pushed it upfield, and you got to like that when they get in the offensive zone on a clear, and just seeing a lot of maturity from this young squad so far.
We're now 9:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Lovejoy, or they have the score there wrong. It's Episcopal 1, Lovejoy 0. As we play lacrosse here with 9:17 remaining. They're working on the far side. The ball goes out of bounds across the end line as Lucas Lovejoy will bring the ball back in play in the person of number 43, Nick Spooner. So we'll get that score corrected for you, folks. It's TMI Episcopal 1, Lucas Lovejoy 0 here with just under 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter. That ball off the side post and bounces all the way back out near midfield. Pick up by number 15, Kevin McGee for the Leopards. A nice save there by the goalkeeper for TMI Episcopal, number 12, Dylan Dorgan.
Yeah, Lovejoy had a great opportunity there, just standing there knocking on the doorstep with a nice little reach touch, and just couldn't get it pushed past the crossbar. Had to roll back on the defensive zone again.
And now TMI Episcopal in possession. Ryan Finke here on the near side. He's marked by number 14, Lucas Triguero. And that will force him to send the ball all the way back up top to Carlo Miggins, one of the midfielders for TMI Episcopal. As we have two Miggins brothers here on the team, Patrick Miggins, the sophomore, and Carlo Miggins, the senior, for the Panthers. Carlo Miggins now working on the near side, edging in for a shot. Save Nolan Morrow. And he'll send the ball away. Diving to save possession, Matthew Fielden for TMI Episcopal. Instead, TMI does maintain possession on the dive by Fielden. A loose ball scramble. Picked up by the long stick midi for Lucas, number 23, Tyler Doyle. And now Doyle's ball comes to the near side. Picked up by his fellow long stick midi, Zachary Branch. Branch will get the ball back to the goalkeeper. And now Lucas Lovejoy brings the ball down the far side. A long pass downfield. Almost intercepted. Returned by Lovejoy, and they catch the goalkeeper out of goal. And the first goal of the match for the Leopards, number 15, Kevin McGee.
Yeah, the goalie came out to assist on a ground ball and kind of got tangled up on the turnover and just totally out of position on that. You got to like the aggressive play, but sometimes you get burned on something like that.
And folks, your new score was 7:18 remaining in our opening quarter. Here at Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, it's now TMI Episcopal Panthers 1, Lucas Lovejoy Leopards 1 in this Battle of the Big Cats in our second Class B state semifinal. And right off the face-off, a goal for number 16, Justin Kimmelap. And Kimmelap, the Fogo specialist, wins the face-off, takes the ball down, and fires it into the net from 12 yards out.
Yeah, Kimmelap just got a nice little push on that. Just followed his momentum through, and I like the aggressive play off the face-off to just pump that goal, the hard part is you come back and you got to face a hot guy already who's coming off a goal.
And the face-off win there for Lovejoy, controlled by number 14, Lucas Triguero. And Triguero almost has the ball knocked away by number 39, Will Castellano. Knocking the stick out of the hands of number 20, Owen McGee. But the Leopards will control and start this offensive possession with 6:45 remaining in our first quarter.
Yeah, Luke Tucker with a nice little handy ground ball pickup that he took around his back along the sideline. Nice stick handling there and to keep that thing alive for the Lovejoy Leopards.
And now working in X for the Leopards. That's number 43, Nick Spooner. He'll go back, goal line extended on the far side with number 21, Jacob Kirchhoffer. The centering pass. They look for Spooner on the far side. And instead, the ball taken by number 40 for TMI Episcopal, Ryan Erdos. Erdos intercepts that pass, and the Panthers go right back on offense. Across the timeline to number 4, Devin Lynch. Lynch looking for Matthew Felden. And a shot. Oh, no, that's a goal. I thought Morrow had the save there on number 20, Luke Tucker. But Tucker sneaks it just under the crossbar. Or no, make that 28. J.P. Tucker for the Panther goal.
Yeah, that was a nice little transition there off the save. Aggressive clear, pushing the offensive zone quickly, and just one extra pass got Morrow out of position and cleared that far side lane for him.
And now your score, folks, is TMI Episcopal 3, Lucas Lovejoy 1. We apologize for the swapped score in our score bar there at the bottom of your screen, but you'll need to reverse that. It's TMI Episcopal 3, Lovejoy 1 as we play lacrosse here with 5:37 to play in the first quarter. Another face-off win for the Panthers. As TMI Episcopal will work on the far side. They go back into X with number 2, Wyatt Finke. Finke will come out on the far side goal line extended, and that pass intercepted by Nathan White. A long stick midi for Lovejoy. White gets the ball across the timeline. He'll start the Leopard offense. And instead of rushing at goal, Spooner will hold up and wait for offensive reinforcements with 5 minutes remaining in our first quarter here at Leslie Field.
Yeah, Lovejoy's just looking to exploit the package. They want to get the right offensive set in, and obviously they're winning the day as far as numbers go. It's just how effective that'll play out as we go on.
And a whistle on the shot, wide of goal. It'll be brought back into play by Spooner for the Leopards. He'll take it all the way back up top to number 24, Sawyer Harrell. As Harrell will dish the ball on the ground to the near side with number 9, Caleb Christian. Christian charging toward goal. Spooner and X calling for the ball as Christian well guarded up top. He'll go back up top for the reset with Owen McGee. Marking McGee, number 22, Patrick Miggins. And now a two-man game back up top with Harrell and McGee. Down to 13 on the shot clock for Lovejoy. Sneaking in a shot and deflected wide by the goalkeeper, Dylan Dorgan. And Cameron Battistini, with nobody in between him and the goalkeeper, just a shot going barely wide.
Yeah, he just went in and kind of milked it a little long. Oh, this is bad.
And a shot and a goal as the ball gets away from the big net of Dylan Dorgan. And right there to scoop it up, number 9, Caleb Christian. And he'll put Lovejoy's second goal on the board this afternoon.
Yeah, Dorgan got out of the crease and just really didn't get the thing settled in his net. It just, off that ground ball, not really pressured, just turned it over, and nobody really stepped in to fill that void, and had one man to beat, and it's a pole, and those guys got to catch up to a lot.
So now 3-2 in favor of TMI Episcopal is now the score correct on the bottom of your screen. TMI Episcopal Panthers 3, Lucas Lovejoy Leopards 2. And a whistle will stop play with 3:41 to play in the first quarter. And a whistle going against TMI Episcopal on the foul. Lucas Lovejoy will take over possession.
Yeah, and the Leopards, they have a lot of bodies to throw at this thing. They just got to find the right thing and get some chemistry going.
And another goal there for the Leopards, as they have tied the game here at 3 with, coincidentally, 3:33 to play in the first quarter. A nice jump shot there for the goal by number 15, Kevin McGee.
Yeah, really nobody in on his hands. Just broke free. There was no slide coming up. Had an open lane to come down, and kind of the one little falter of TMI on defense so far today.
McGee now with 2 goals in the match for the Leopards, as they have tied the match here at 3. The shot on goal saved by the Leopard goalkeeper Nolan Morrow. And now quickly the Leopards back on offense. They have 65 on the shot clock with 3:10 remaining in the first period as they look to take their first lead of the match in this Class B state semifinal. Number 26 coming down the near side, Cameron Battistini. They'll go all the way around in the counterclockwise rotation. Back up top to Caleb Christian. Battistini back to Christian. He'll look for a shot. Not there. Shot clock down to 40. 2:45 remains here in the first. A low shot from the near side by Owen McGee. And that goes wide of net. Possession remains with Lovejoy. 2:40 to play in the first.
Yeah, McGee was kind of out loose on his own on that narrow window, and kind of crow hopped in, just carried the ball a little far, and just missed that.
And another shot there by Owen McGee, wide over the top of the net. 23 remains on the shot clock for the Leopards.
Yeah, Lovejoy's finding opportunity here on these lanes. The slide package is coming in, out on the perimeter is really not effective. They're having opportunity out there, but they're getting ridden off on these lanes sometimes on the near side.
And now with the shot clock in single digits.
Yeah.
Desperation shot there by the Leopards goes wide. I'm sorry, Jim, go ahead.
No, it just really forced to work a little bit harder, and that's kind of resulting in this shot clock right here.
And our first shot clock violation of the game goes against Lucas Lovejoy. And with 2 minutes and 2 seconds to play in our first quarter, the TMI Episcopal Panthers have possession. Following the shot clock violation, they'll move the ball downfield, get it across the timeline. The pass scooped up by number 1, Matthew Fieldon. Fieldon will move the ball all the way back up top to number 5, Carlo Miggins, as the Panthers will get their offense set with 98 seconds remaining in our opening quarter.
Yeah, they're going to work through the backside. Haven't seen a lot of that today out of TMI Episcopal.
And going around goal from X, Ryan Finke. Wraps all the way back around. That pass just a little too high for Miggins, resulting in a ground ball opportunity. And the winner of that is number 2, the long stick midi, Zachary Branch for Lovejoy. He has the ball knocked out as Carlo Miggins, determined to get possession of that ball, did so. And TMI remains in possession with less than a minute remaining. As the ball now goes out of bounds, they call a procedure call on the far side. And possession will transfer to Lucas Lovejoy.
Yeah, you got to like the aggressive play in the defensive zone by Lovejoy. They're definitely pressing.
Now the shot clock no longer a factor here with 44 ticks remaining in our first quarter. We have a whistle. And with 39.8 seconds to play in our opening quarter, the Lucas Lovejoy Leopards will take timeout. We'll step aside along with them. It's tied at 3 here in our Class B state semifinal. Back in a moment on Game On Sports Network.
I love the idea that when you pull into the service garage, your name comes up on the screen. I will always drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Infinity locations.
We've done both new and pre-owned. It's the same experience. It's everything's the same. They make it too easy to even think about going anywhere else.
Discover our wide variety of pre-owned vehicles at Sewell.com today.
And folks, we bring you back here to SP Leslie Field on the campus of the Coppell 9th Grade Center here in Coppell, Texas. Brian Shackelford alongside Jim Dixon. And Jim, an interesting time here to take time out with just 40 seconds remaining in the first period. But it is a tie game, and evidently the Lovejoy coaching staff saw a teachable, coachable moment there that they wanted to burn a timeout and possibly set up a final play here at the end of period number 1.
Well, yeah, that and I think they're going to set them up down low, which means you got to work from the backside in. Lovejoy has that's standard operating procedure for them. But you obviously see something, and that's how valued these possessions are, and they're looking at this and going, okay, this game's getting a little bit tighter than what what we originally anticipated. We got to work and take advantage of everything we got.
Well, so far with less than 40 seconds to play in the opening quarter, this is everything we thought this game would be, tied at 3 between the number 3 seed and the number 4 seed here in Class B. As coming out of the timeout with possession, Lucas Lovejoy. The shot clock at 60, game clock at 33, so the shot clock not an issue. And we'll see if Lucas is aggressive here with their final shot or if they're going to hold for the final shot of the first period. They come back up top with number 15, Kevin McGee. He has 2 goals in the game already for the Leopards. And they work on the far side now with number 21, Jacob Kirchhoffer. Kirchhoffer back to McGee. 10 seconds now remaining in the first quarter. Christian back in X with number 26, Cameron Battistini. 1 second, final shot attempt, and the shot does not get off as the TMI defense holds and the horn sounds, ending our first quarter of play. Well, folks, we've got the first 12 minutes in the books here this afternoon from Coppell, Texas, as Game On Sports brings you live exclusive coverage of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League Championships. And, folks, your scores, we head to the second quarter in our Class B state semifinal. It's Lucas Lovejoy Leopards 3, TMI Episcopal Panthers 3. We'll be back with the second quarter after this brief timeout here on Game On Sports Network.
Look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Folks, we're back live here from SB Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, alongside Jim Dixon. This is Brian Shackelford bringing you second quarter action here in this Class B state semifinal between the San Antonio TMI Episcopal Panthers and the Lucas Lovejoy Leopards. And Jim, in the first 12 minutes, just what we thought it would be, an even match, 3 goals apiece for each squad. And now Lucas Lovejoy controls here to start quarter number 2.
Yeah, I mean, and Lucas, Lucas Lovejoy has done a great job about kind of stemming that tide, that early momentum that TMI Episcopal came out with in the first 3-4 minutes of the first period, and you gotta like the fact that they could kind of right the ship and kind of get everything back on track and play to even.
And an even game here at 3 as we open quarter number 2. 40 left on the shot clock for Lucas Lovejoy as they now will shoot to the goal on your left, the south goal here at Leslie Field, as you watch on your tablet, smartphone, or computing device. And folks, don't forget while you're watching us here today on YouTube to hit that subscribe button and have them ring the bell every time we bring you new action here on Game On Sports, and be sure to like us on all those social media platforms as we thank you for your patronage here on Game On Sports. And a shot and a goal right there to open the second period by number 21, Jacob Kirchhoffer. And the Leopards of Lucas Lovejoy take their first lead of the match.
Yeah, and I think that's what they were looking for that coming out of timeout at the end of the first period, was that matchup that they could kind of use that seam down that side, and Kirchhoffer used that to his advantage and definitely just beat the dodge. Just got clear of his man and then just a free charge into the pipes.
And that replay brought to you by Iron Horse Lacrosse Club, serving the Texas lacrosse community in DFW, Austin, and Houston for over 12 years. For more information on becoming a member of Iron Horse Lacrosse Club, Google Iron Horse Lacrosse Club for more information. And following the face-off off of the 214 Lacrosse Club face-off cam, it will be another control for Lucas Lovejoy, as they now enjoy their first lead of the match, 4-3, here with 10:23 remaining in the first half of play. They'll hold the ball on the far side with number 20, Owen McGee, as the offense will get set for Lucas, as the Leopards want to punch that ticket to tomorrow morning's Class B state championship against the Round Rock Westwood Warriors. They find Christian wide open on the near side, and equal to the task, Dylan Dorgan makes the save. He'll deflect it wide. The ball across the end line and brought back into play by Kirchhofer, the last goal scorer for the Leopards.
Yeah, and unfortunately that shot just right on the stick.
And another Lucas Lovejoy goal, as it appears Kirchhofer with 2 consecutive goals here to open the second quarter.
Yeah, Kirchhofer got clear down this lane. I mean, really, if you think about it, it's kind of the same shot he just made, just having a man in front of it rather than coming in. But that lane is open. That far side is what they're trying to exploit. And I think that's something to watch as this game progresses.
And that replay brought to you by Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. We go back to the 214 Lacrosse Club face-off cam, and TMI Episcopal with the face-off win. And a power shot from distance by the long stick midi, number 39, Will Castellano. For the Panthers, it goes just wide. And TMI Episcopal brings the ball back into play. Miggins with a shot, as number 1 fielded tries to take that ball away from the goalkeeper Morrow, but Morrow scoops it up with the big net. And now the Leopards barely get the ball across the timeline, as it's lost on the play by Zane Kuzinski. Now the ball back deep in the defensive end for Lucas, but they will control with 9:13 to play before halftime. But a failure to advance, as they do not get the ball across the timeline within the allotted 20 seconds. TMI Episcopal now takes possession.
Yeah, if you get that close and that's come back, you're probably not going to make it. So they had to rush. At that point, you might as well just turn it over.
And now the Panthers back on offense as they go goal line extended on the far side. Come all the way back up top to number 23, Aiden Skelly. Skelly, one of 3 goal scorers today for the Panthers. He'll charge the net. The ball straight up in the air. Skelly in X alongside Fintke. And that shot from close range by Matthew Fielden. Scooped up by number 19, Zane Kuzinski. And Fielden there, he went with the bounce shot, but I think the top left shoulder was open over Morrow's left there in the goal crease.
Yeah, and I think Fintke, he kind of carried it a little bit far, and then just kind of had to take what he was given rather than taking the first thing that he knew to go get. That little carry kind of kept him out of the goal.
And the shot from distance, a blistering wrister by Kevin McGee. Wide of the net, brought back in play by Jacob Kirchhofer, as Lovejoy now with a 5-3 lead, as McGee and Kirchhofer both with 2 goals on the day for Lovejoy. Working on the far side, that's number 20, Owen McGee. And Owen McGee, a sophomore. The twin brother, Kevin McGee, also a sophomore. As now the Panthers reclaim the ball. It's in the net of the goalkeeper, Dylan Dorgan. Dorgan trying to get rid of the ball before he's attacked from behind, and does so. And now the Panthers back on offense with just under 7.5 to play before halftime. A bounce shot and a goal, and this time enough room for Chase Cummings to bounce that 5-hole on Nolan Morrow for the score.
Yeah, Cummings had a wide open seam heading down as they went backside back up.
And we'll look at the replay here provided by Iron Horse Lacrosse Club. Folks, don't forget, tryouts for Iron Horse Lacrosse Club will take place in August of 2023. So Google Iron Horse Lacrosse Club for more information on how your youngster can be a team member today. We look at the view there from the 214 Lacrosse face-off cam. A procedure call going against TMI Episcopal, and it gives Lovejoy possession with 7:15 to play before halftime.
And again, Lovejoy is very purposeful on the offensive end. They're setting up. They want the right matchups, and then they're gonna get everything settled and go. Really, the shot clock is not a factor, although it came into play one time already in the first half.
Yeah, only one shot clock violation by either team here in this match so far. And as the clock moves under 6:45 remaining before halftime, the ball going out of bounds on the far sideline. It will be brought back in by the Lovejoy Leopards. Kirchhoffer brings the ball back into play in X. Marked there by number 10 for the Panthers, Justice Briskin. And a shot there by Kirchhoffer as he wraps around from X. It goes out of bounds. Off the pitch on the far side, Lovejoy to inbound once again.
Yeah, Kirchhoffer had that lane kind of closed down on him on the angle, kind of cut a bad angle heading in. Just really kind of worked himself out of the shot.
And Lovejoy now with just a single goal lead as Owen McGee will bring the ball back in play. A shot from distance by Nick Spooner, saved by the goalkeeper, number 12, Dorgan. It's an errant pass out of his net, way high and out of bounds. So an unforced error there by the Panthers gives Lovejoy new hope as we approach the midway point of quarter number 2.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to not convert on these clears because it just forces your defense to come back down and get in the defensive stance. And you make a clear and you don't, or you make a save and you don't make a clear, and it really just kind of does you in.
And bad passing there by the Lovejoy unit will give possession back to TMI Episcopal. Number 39, Will Castellano, racing downfield with the long stick. A shot from distance and a nice save there by Morrow, able to drag the ball back into the crease so he can offload up front to Caleb Christian. Christian quickly on the attack for Lovejoy with 5:25 to play before halftime. And now Lovejoy will slow things down. They go back up top to number 24, Sawyer Harrell. And Harrell resets the offense with 63 on the shot clock.
Yeah, you'll notice on that save, Morrow came out of the crease, but he knew enough footsteps out. He didn't have to check to see if he was in the crease or out. And that very well coached and good experience for a sophomore.
And now once again the ball going out of bounds. We have a stoppage of time as TMI Episcopal will take their first time out of the half. And we'll take a break as well with 5:01 remaining in the second quarter. Lovejoy Leopards 5, TMI Episcopal Panthers 4. We'll be back in a moment here on Game On Sports Network.
I'll sit down, have a cup of cappuccino, a cookie, read a book. When the car is ready, they come get me. It's a great way to start a Saturday.
Discover our wide variety of new and L-certified vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Lexus locations.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
And folks, we're back from the timeout here taken by the TMI Episcopal Panthers as they have possession here with 5:01 remaining in the first half. The Panthers trail 5-4 to Lucas Lovejoy. And so far in this second quarter, Jim, you would have to give the motivational advantage. The momentum seems to be with Lovejoy at the moment, but the Panthers keep fighting back, keep staying in this game, and all they need is one goal to equalize the score here before halftime.
Yeah, and if you think about it in the perspective of TMI came out just really hot the first couple of minutes, and the fact that Lovejoy's just kind of stifled them since then, to think that we only have a one goal difference between the two, really is kind of shows how evenly matched both these squads are.
We now resume play. Lovejoy in possession, as they have 42 on the shot clock and the clock moving under 5 minutes remaining in our first half. They'll start up top with Sawyer Harrell and number 26, Cameron Battistini. Working in X, as he has most of the game. Oh no, that's a new player in X now, number 13, Pierce Stardano. And a whistle up top. And an illegal pick set by Lucas Lovejoy gives possession to the Panthers. Justice Briskin racing downfield as the Panthers go back on offense. The long stick midi looking for a shot. And a pole goal for number 39, the long stick midi, Will Castellano of the Panthers.
Yeah, Castellano got clear down the lane, and I mean that's just a little bit hot to handle down there, particularly with a pole. Just a lot coming at you, and a lot of adjustments for Morrow to make in the crease.
And as we take a look there on the replay, brought to you by Iron Horse Lacrosse Club. Folks, don't forget that they have been serving the Texas lacrosse community in DFW, Austin, and Houston for all grades K through 12 for over 12 years. The 2-1-4 face-off cam shows possession going to the Fogo specialist Justin Kimmelap and the TMI Panthers. It's now all tied up at 5 as the Panthers have equalized here and the clock moving under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Kimmelap will get off the field, get the offensive specialty unit on, led by number 38, Ben Hokinson. They'll go back in X with number 2, Wyatt Finke. A high pass corralled by Hokinson as he looks to attack on number 30, Reed Hoover. And there's the goal that will put TMI back in front as Matthew Fielden will put his name in the book this afternoon. 6 goals, 6 different goal scorers for the Panthers.
Yeah, Fielden just gets loose on the far side, here on your near side as he's coming in. Just ends up on the doorstep after he beats his man. The slide package is already moved out. That kind of opens up that middle in front of the goal crease, and he just settles in there. It picks up that little quick one-timer.
And that replay, folks, brought to you by Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. And the 2-1-4 lacrosse face-off cam shows possession to TMI Episcopal, but quickly the ball taken away by Lucas Lovejoy. They'll bring the ball streaking down the far side of the field. Number 23, Tyler Doyle, the long stick midi, will dump off in X and allow number 43, Nick Spooner, to set up the offense for Lovejoy as they like to work out of X, and will do so again here with 3:13 remaining in the half.
Yeah, Lovejoy's, again, trying to take a quick run if they can, and then other than that, they're happy to settle up top, get their defense or get their offense set up the way they want. With respect to the defense that the TMI's putting out, and see what they can take advantage of.
And a push without possession will reset the shot clock for Lucas Lovejoy. They get a fresh 80 with 2:49 to play in this first half. Now working in X, Jacob Kirchhoffer, and he's being marked there by number 40, Ryan Erdos. Kirchhoffer comes goal line extended on the near side. A shot blocked there by Dylan Dorgan. Knocked back out front. Possession remains with Lovejoy. A loose ground ball now. Scooped up by Carlo Miggins. Miggins racing down the near side of the field. He'll get across the timeline and reset the offense for the Panthers with 2:15 remaining in the half.
Yeah, Miggins is a player that you got to keep track of on both ends. I mean, he's a wonderful defensive player.
And the shot clock moving under 60 as the game clock hits 2 minutes to play in the first half. As TMI Episcopal looks to extend their 1-goal lead. Neither team has led by more than 2 goals. A shot high over the top, deflected over the top by Nolan Morrow. The largest lead in this game so far was a 6-4 lead for Lucas Lovejoy. And since then, Episcopal has answered, outscoring Lovejoy 2-1 in that time frame. They now own a 6-5 advantage. Shot clock now down to 25 as we're inside the final 90 seconds of this first half. The turnaround shot crawled right up the body of Nolan Morrow over his shoulder and out of bounds as TMI will bring the ball back into play. The shot clock down to 15 for the Panthers. A loose ball scooped up by McGee. And now the shot clock no longer a factor as Lovejoy has possession with 70 seconds remaining in the half.
Yeah, Miggins is kind of the guy that makes things happen down there on that offensive zone, and he's down there. You got to account for him every step of the way. Great player.
Wyatt Finke now with numbers for TMI, a low shot, and no one in X to secure possession for the Panthers. As Matthew Fielden looking for his second goal of the match, it's not to be, deflected wide by Morrow. And once again, the Leopards will have the ball with 45 seconds remaining in the half. They work the far sideline with number 19, Zane Kuzinski. And Kuzinski now handing off to Sawyer Harrell. And the clock will stop with 36.8 remaining as Lucas Lovejoy will spend their second timeout of the half. We'll step aside as well, 36.8 remaining before halftime. TMI Episcopal 6, Lucas Lovejoy 5. Back in a moment here on Game On Sports Network. And folks, will resume play now with just under 37 ticks remaining before halftime as the Lovejoy Leopards have used their final timeout here in this first half. And they're looking to set up a play here so they can tie the score before halftime. 36.8 remaining in the half. The shot clock not a factor at 66. And as we resume play, Lovejoy will be in possession. The ball brought back into play by number 20, Owen McGee on the far side. Goal line extended. He'll be marked by number 22, Patrick Miggins. Play now resumes. The clock rolls as we have 30 seconds to play in the first half. And a 6-5 game in favor of TMI Episcopal. Owen McGee now goal line extended, looking for Kirchhoffer. As Kirchhoffer trying to cut in, the ball will be kept inbounds by Cameron Battistini. And with 16 seconds remaining, another push for Lucas Lovejoy. Battistini on the near side. Yard sale as his stick is knocked out of his hands. And possession given to TMI. They get one last chance. 5 seconds. Looking to shoot. A shot. Saved Morrow. And Morrow deflects the ball away as the Panthers bring it back in with 1 tick remaining. No shot as the horn sounds, bringing us to halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of the first half of play here at SP Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas, as Game On Sports Network brings you live exclusive coverage of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championships. And folks, your score as we go to the halftime break here in this Class B state semifinal. Nothing's been decided yet. It's everything we thought this game would be. San Antonio TMI Episcopal Panthers 6, Lucas Lovejoy Leopards 5. And Jim, this is just about as equal a game as you could see from two teams here this late in the season in a state semifinal.
Well, you know, and nobody's really been able to separate. You're having some great play in in Fielden, Miggins on the TMI side, and just countered completely by Lovejoy, and Lovejoy has some stand up play coming, particularly on the defensive side. So this is a good matchup. This thing's going to be a nail biter.
Indeed, folks, you'll want to stay tuned with us for the conclusion of this game. But at the moment, we'll step aside for a short halftime break, and then we'll be back with the Firehouse Subs halftime show as it's TMI Episcopal 6, Lucas Lovejoy 5 at the break in this Class B state semifinal. We'll be back after this brief timeout here on Game On Sports Network.
I love the idea that when you pull into the service garage, your name comes up on the screen. I will always drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Infinity locations.
I'll sit down, have a cup of cappuccino, a cookie, read a book. When the car is ready, they come get me. It's a great way to start a Saturday.
Discover our wide variety of new and L-certified vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Lexus locations.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
I actually look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
I put a lot of mileage on my car. So I am practically at Sewell every 3 months. Every single time that I go, it's amazing. Everybody is welcoming, everybody is professional, everybody is kind. It's just like easy, fast, right to the point. You're in, you're out. Cannot imagine being with anybody else but Sewell. Their customer service is absolutely flawless. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and L-certified vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Lexus locations.
Coppell Lacrosse is proud to support the One Love organization. One Love was founded in honor of the University of Virginia student-athlete Jared Lee Love. One Love is a national nonprofit that provides prevention education to young people about the importance of healthy relationships, empowering them to identify and avoid abuse. The Coppell Lacrosse Association is spreading the message of One Love in honor of Caitlin Rogers, a 2019 captain on the Coppell girls lacrosse team that we tragically lost last year to relationship violence. Unhealthy relationships are a public health epidemic. Over 1 in 3 women and nearly 1 in 3 men will experience some form of interrelationship violence during their lifetime. One Love helps people identify what...
And folks, we welcome you back here to the Firehouse Subs halftime show. Here from Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas. A 6-5 score here in this Class B state semifinal between TMI Episcopal and Lucas Lovejoy. And Jim, just about as even a match as you could get, just a slight advantage here for the Panthers at the halftime break, but everything we expected to see in this second Class B state semifinal.
Yeah, and both squads are, I mean, they're ringing out the bench. They're using everything they've got. They're getting production from a lot of different levels. Both squads playing great defense. Just hustling after ground balls and this thing's going to come down to the end of the clock here.
Indeed, we'll take a look here at the scoring in the first half, brought to you by Firehouse Subs. The TMI Episcopal Panthers out of the San Antonio area. They have 6 goals on the day by 6 different goal scorers, single goals each for Aiden Kelly, Justin Kimmelap, JP Tucker, Chase Cummings, Will Castellano with the pole goal, and number 1, Matthew Fielden with a goal as well for TMI Episcopal. 3 goal scorers were Lucas Lovejoy, a pair each for number 15, Kevin McGee, and number 21, Jacob Kirchhoffer, and then a lone tally on the score sheet for number 9, Caleb Christian. And that's where we are right now as the Class B Central Division champion TMI Episcopal Panthers hold a thin 1-goal lead over the North Division champion Lucas Lovejoy Leopards as we get set to begin our third quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I think players are going to step forward, take advantage of what they've got. They've kind of addressed some of the things that the coaches have seen here in the first half. It set the table for some of these players, but you got to think that Miggins is going to definitely play an effect for TMI here in the second half. He's played outstanding, doing a lot, very active, doing a lot, even off ball, just kind of setting the table. And you got to hope that there's an opportunity that makes himself available to him. Lovejoy's defense is outstanding though, and a lot of big physical bodies.
And that will close out the Firehouse Subs halftime show as we bring you the third quarter of this Class B state semifinal. The third quarter of today's match brought to you by State Farm agent Natalie Burkhalter of Coppell. Natalie Burkhalter, State Farm agent, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And the 2-1-4 face-off cam shows a foul by Lucas Lovejoy, so TMI will have the opening offensive possession here in quarter number 3, and they hold a thin 1-goal lead, 6-5, as we start action here in the second half of play. Once again, folks, the winner of this matchup will face off against the Round Rock Westwood Warriors in tomorrow morning's Class B state championship game. We'll have that game for you live right here on Game On Sports Network. Face off at 10 a.m. Central Time. A low-wristed shot by the man you just mentioned during the halftime show, Carlo Miggins. And the goalkeeper, Nolan Morrow, equal to the task, but we expect to see a lot more from Carlo Miggins in this second half for the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, he creates a lot of opportunity for himself just simply because he plays defense. You got to account for him every square inch of this field.
And now bringing the ball back into play will be TMI Episcopal as Miggins inbounds for the Panthers. Holding up top, number 23, Aiden Skelly, one of 6 goal scorers on the afternoon for TMI Episcopal. As they look to move forward and extend the lead, a shot And a goal from point-blank range by Matthew Fielden. He had the last goal of the first half, and he has the first goal of half number 2 here with 10:48 to play in the third.
Yeah, Fielden was just set up in on the doorstep, and you know, you'd like to think they didn't account for him, but I mean, he was just planted there. Really, nobody addressed him, and I think they were waiting for a slide to come over and pick him up, and you know, never came, and he had a great open look.
And that replay brought to you by Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. And following the face-off win on the 214 lacrosse face-off cam by TMI Episcopal, Carlo Miggins and company go back to work as Miggins with possession on the near side. As that goal brought to you by our goal sponsor, State Farm agent Natalie Burkhalter of Coppell. They'll go back around full circle with a clockwise rotation this time, as number 28 J.P. Tucker will offload up top to number 38 Ben Hokinson. Hokinson charging in on the near side, or far side rather, goal line extended, saved by Nolan Morrow on Hokinson's shot as he was falling down. And now the long stick midi Zachary Branch secures possession for Lucas Lovejoy. And now the Lovejoy Leopards down for the first time this afternoon by 2 goals. Look to bounce back as the clock moves under 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
And and they're setting up the offense. They're gonna hold up a little bit, get the right package out there that they want to make a run at, and see what they can force out of TMI here in the early part of the third.
And that loose ground ball scooped up by number 24 Sawyer Harrell. He'll keep possession for Lovejoy down to 40 on the shot clock as the game clock moves under 9.5 remaining in quarter number 3. The shot by Harrell wide, and it's brought back into play by Lucas Lovejoy. They find Spooner on the doorstep. Nobody accounting for number 43, Nick Spooner. And he scores from point-blank range, and it's back to a 1-goal game.
Yeah, Spooner again was set up on the doorstep. Just really didn't have to do anything but just kind of get his feet righted and then just dump it.
And the goal there brought to you by our goal sponsor today, State Farm agent Natalie Burkhalter of Coppell. With that replay brought to you by Iron Horse Lacrosse Club. Now we're back to the 214 lacrosse face-off cam, the face-off win by TMI Episcopal. And Justin Kimmelap, the Fogo specialist, will win the face-off. He'll get back off the turf. And now the offense for the Panthers goes back to work with 9 minutes to play in our third quarter.
And something to point out, TMI made a sub in the crease there at halftime. They came out with Shelley, Thomas Shelley, to start the second half, and their goalkeeper had a great first half. So obviously it's something that they have kind of ingrained in their game procedure, that they're going to kind of half these goalies up, and the coaches kind of feel like they're more comfortable with a player or a scope of his ability at given points of the game.
And now Lucas Lovejoy back on the attack quickly, as indeed in goal in this second half for the Panthers, number 24 Thomas Skelly, the sophomore goalkeeper and younger brother of the senior midfielder Aiden Skelly, who has 1 goal in today's contest. A 7-6 lead here for TMI Episcopal with 8:12 remaining here in the third quarter. Lovejoy will control with 55 on the shot clock as they look to center, and a great pass there by Owen McGee. Finds his mark in number 26, Cameron Battistini, and Battistini will tie the match with 8:04 remaining in the third.
Yeah, you gotta kind of wonder, okay, is Skelly having kind of a cold start here? But no, I mean, he just, I don't know that anybody could stop that. It's a flat one-on-one far side. Just the adjustment was there, just a little bit late.
And the goal brought to you by our goal sponsor, Natalie Burkhalter, State Farm agent of Coppell. And that replay by Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. And there's the 214 lacrosse face-off cam. As the face-off win, it's a loose ground ball. It will be scooped up by TMI Episcopal's number 23, Aiden Skelly. And now the Panthers go back on the attack as they have allowed Lucas Lovejoy to tie the match here at 7 with 7:45 remaining in our third quarter. They work out of X with number 2, Wyatt Finke, rather. As Finke marked there by number 23, Tyler Doyle for Lovejoy. The shot clock moving under 60. As they come back up top, all the way, 50 on the shot clock for the Panthers.
Yeah, and they're more than happy to play on the perimeter. TMI is they're set up. They're waiting for Lovejoy to kind of adjust, and then they'll just make a downhill run. But they're more than happy to play out on the perimeter.
Carlo Miggins now with possession, looking to make his mark on this game, as he is definitely a player to watch, as you had said, Jim Dixon, here in this second half. Working on the far side, he'll pass, and the backhand shot by Matthew Fielden. A great assist pass and an even better shot by Fielden puts TMI Episcopal back in the lead.
Yeah, as you watch here, that Figgins rolls in through the backside and then just drops the dime on it as the slide comes in. It just basically went over the defender's back shoulder and kind of screened Morrow out. I don't think Morrow was going to catch up to that thing anyway.
No one expecting the backhanded wrister there from Matthew Fielden, as he posts the first hat trick of this match for either team. He has the last 2 Panther goals, 3 overall in the match. And it's now TMI Episcopal Panthers 8, Lucas Lovejoy Leopards 7. And folks, once again, that goal brought to you by State Farm agent Natalie Burkhalter of Coppell. We'll go back up top with the Panthers, number 23, Aiden Skelly. Skelly marked there by Zachary Branch of the Leopards. Shot clock down to 45. As Skelly works the far side, Branch heavily marking him, forces a ground ball, and the wrong man for TMI will pick that up. That's Kevin McGee, one of the double goal scorers for the Leopards. He'll outlet, and that barely deflected wide by Thomas Skelly, as Lucas Lovejoy brings the ball back into play.
Yeah, and to start that run, I mean, McGee with a great pickup, even off the double, just takes his momentum into the loose ball, and again, if it's down on the turf, I mean, Lovejoy seems to be taking more advantage of the ground balls, although we haven't seen a whole lot. I mean, it's been pretty tight on both sides as far as the way they're taking care of the ball.
And now with the shot clock down to 45 and the game clock approaching the midway point of this third period, Lovejoy still on offense, looking to tie the match in this Class B state semifinal. A loose ground ball headed toward midfield, barely saved by the Leopards. They still control with 28 on the shot clock. Battistini going back in the middle for Kevin McGee. McGee looking to shoot, and he scores! Kevin McGee eyeing that all the way, and he goes high over the left shoulder of Thomas Skelly to tie this match at 8-all with 5:40 to play in the third.
Just tremendous ball movement by Lovejoy here to create this open area for him to work in, and just put that near pipe just eye level with the goaltender, and you got to wonder if Skelly, Skelly's got to heat up. That kid's, I mean, he came in on the it's a sub package in the second half, and just really has to kind of heat up and stand his ground. And you got to kind of wonder to what the thought process was on that.
Well, we'll be keeping an eye on things to see if Dylan Dorgan returns in goal for TMI. But in the meantime, the sophomore will stay in goal for the Panthers. Anybody's match at this point, 8-all with 5:12 remaining in the third period and 67 on the shot clock for TMI. The centering pass in the middle, a low shot by Aiden Skelly, saved by Nolan Morrow. Morrow taken way out of his crease, as now Lucas Lovejoy will finally move the ball forward. Reed Hoover trying to get the ball across the line. He does with 6 seconds to spare. And now Lovejoy has an opportunity to retake the lead.
Yeah, the way that clear kind of broke up, it was handy that they recovered. Albeit it was kind of tenuous there, but that was a good recovery from the Leopards on that defensive clear.
And now with the shot clock under 40, 4:20 remaining in the third, a tie match here at 8. A shot from distance, and Lovejoy moves back out in front. And with the goal, that's number 00, the senior Jack Campbell. He'll put Lovejoy back in front 9-8.
And Campbell goes up top here, just rips this thing. I mean, nothing but the back of the net, just a bender. But again, up top, nobody really on him, got his hands free, and was able to poke that thing in.
And another goal brought to you by State Farm agent Natalie Burkhalter of Coppell. And the 2-1-4 lacrosse faceoff cam. Another penalty, and on the possession foul, it will be Lovejoy with possession. And this game has been everything we expected, the lead teetering back and forth. No team has led by more than 2 goals today, and each team has only enjoyed that lead once. As Lovejoy enjoyed a 5-3 lead early in the first half, and then it was TMI Episcopal with a 2-goal lead, but now Lovejoy back in front by 2 goals as Kevin McGee puts his name in the book for the 4th time today. 10-8 advantage Lovejoy.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if this is the start of that run that's going to kind of break the thing open for Lovejoy, but nobody has really been able to separate. And Skelly was set back in, giving that top corner away, and McGee took full advantage.
And we'll keep our eye on that net to see if junior Dylan Dorgan returns. If not, we'll see if there's an injury report we can get on Dorgan while we have play here this afternoon in the Class B state semifinal. This is now 3 unanswered goals by Lucas Lovejoy, as TMI Episcopal had established an 8-7 lead, and it's now 10-8 Lovejoy with just over 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Working in X, that's number 21, Jacob Kirchhoffer. Kirchhoffer going back up top to Cameron Battistini. And the midfielder will move it over to the near side as the shot clock halfway gone, under 40. And the game clock under 3 minutes remaining in the third. They look in the middle, shot, save by Skelly. He knocks the ball away, and then Spooner recovers, but his shot wide of net. And it looks like they tried to set up Battistini on the backdoor play again, but this time Thomas Skelly equal to the challenge. That ball in the side of the net. A mom goal for those of you keeping score at home.
Yeah, Skelly came out on that save and just did exactly what you got to do, which is if they're in close, you got to shut down their hands, play a little bit more physical, and did a great job of doing so.
And now following the scrum for the ball at midfield, it goes out of bounds on the near side. And with 2:11 remaining in our third quarter, TMI Episcopal will bring the ball back in play, as they now trail by 2 goals. A back and forth match here this afternoon in this second of 2 Class B state semifinals. As we went to the halftime break, it was a 6-5 lead for TMI Episcopal. And since then, it has been advantage Lovejoy, but they're a goal to narrow the deficit, as number 40, Ryan Erdos, will score for the Panthers.
Yeah, and Erdos came in down on the wing and just put that in the narrowest part of the goal, going inside on the post.
And he does go inside to the offhand of number 99, Nolan Morrow. His first goal of the match. And that goal brought to you by State Farm agent Natalie Burkhalter of Coppell. We'll return to the 2-1-4 lacrosse face-off cam with 100 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And it's now Lovejoy 10, TMI Episcopal 9, a procedure call. going against TMI Episcopal. And now Lovejoy will control 92 seconds in the third, 78 on the shot clock, so about a 14-second difference between game clock and shot clock here in the waning stages of quarter number 3.
Yeah, and Lovejoy's gonna just settle it up top. Wait to see what it exposes, but they've had their best luck working the thing in on the crease, working in that tight lane on the inside.
1 minute.
After that defense resets on the slide.
We're inside the final minute of the third quarter as Ryan McGee loses the ball to TMI Episcopal. And there is Carlo Miggins bringing the ball forward for the Panthers. Shot clock no longer a factor as we're down to 40 seconds to play in the third. Miggins still with the ball. And he'll look to tie the match here in the final seconds of our third quarter.
Yeah, Miggins just stepped up into that lane and plucked that thing out of thin air and just got it down in the offensive zone as quick as he could.
Inside of 20 seconds. On the far side, that's Ben Hokinson. Hokinson now goal line extended. He'll go back up top. 10 seconds left. Shot. Save Morrow. Morrow will outlet. They'll try one last desperation shot. And they do not get it away as the horn sounds, ending our third quarter of play. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 quarters are in the books this afternoon as Game On Sports brings you live exclusive coverage of the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League State Championships. And folks, your score as we head to fourth quarter action in this Class B state semifinal. It's Lucas Lovejoy Leopards 10, TMI Episcopal Panthers 9, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this short break here on Game On Sports Network.
Look forward to car shopping with Sewell because I know that the whole process is going to be seamless, comfortable, and we're going to be taken care of. Buying a car is a big life event. I just felt very relaxed through the whole process. They put us at ease. There wasn't any pressure. It really felt like we were sitting at home trying to buy a car, especially with the cookies. I drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac.
You've never been one to fear the unknown. That's because you've seen seasons like this come and go, just like many of your competitors. You know your outcome, stay focused, and take calculated risks, seizing opportunities when others freeze. The truth is, winter business cycles separate the good from the great, and winter is your season. Ours too. That's why for over a century, we've been honored to serve you. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back here to SP Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas. Brian Shackelford alongside Jim Dixon as we bring you the fourth quarter of this exciting Class B state semifinal between TMI Episcopal and Lucas Lovejoy. It is 10-9 in favor of Lucas Lovejoy here as we start quarter number 4. And the fourth quarter of today's match brought to you by C2 Education. And folks, C2 Education is available and here in person before and after the game for more information on their tutoring services. And Jim, as we head into the final 12 minutes of regulation here at Leslie Field, only a 1-goal match, exactly what we expected, 5-3 in favor of Lovejoy in the third frame, but everything's still up for grabs with 12 minutes to play.
Yeah, I mean, very little time left in the game. A little brief run could put the nail in the coffin for either squad. There's just not any separation between the two because they're both very evenly matched, and you got to look at a player for one side or the other to kind of step up and make things happen.
You can see why these teams were seated right next to one another in the 2023 Class B seedings, as Lovejoy, the number 3 seed, TMI Episcopal, the number 4 seed, and Lovejoy with the 1-goal advantage. So pretty much everything spot on as far as the bracketologists were concerned here in the 2023 playoffs.
But I will say this for the TMI Episcopal sub of the goalie, Scully has given up some goals. But I will say this: that the clear is a lot more effective. They're a lot more focused on with him in the cage, getting the thing down, getting it in the offensive zone. So maybe that's the method to the madness.
Now TMI in possession. They'll be shooting to the goal to your right here, the north goal at Leslie Field, as you watch here on your tablet, smartphone, or computing device here in this fourth quarter. And folks, one more reminder while you watch here with us today, as we have a goal by TMI Episcopal, they'll tie the match. And that is the first goal of the afternoon for number 38, Ben Hokinson, the senior midfielder.
Yeah, Hokinson picks it up, runs right on the lane, and just basically kind of a one-on-one with he and Morrow.
Other side of the town score, Woodland 7, Westlake 4 at halftime.
And this match all knotted up at 10 as that goal brought to you by our goal sponsor today, State Farm agent Natalie Burkhalter of Coppell. That replay courtesy of Iron Horse Lacrosse Club. And on the 2-1-4 lacrosse face-off cam, another possession foul by Lucas Lovejoy will give TMI the opportunity to not only have tied this match, which they just did, but take the lead once again as the clock approaches 10 minutes remaining in regulation.
Yeah, and you just got to kind of wonder what's going to break the tide, who's going to step up, and you know, both units have very capable players up and down the roster, and you just wonder who's going to step up and get it done.
And now the shot going behind the end line in X. It'll be brought back in by the Panthers, as Wyatt Finke will reset the offense with 48 remaining on the shot clock. Finke goes back up top, looking shot. And wide open there, Aiden Skelly looking for his second goal of the match, but the skip shot pushed wide by Nolan Morrow, the Lovejoy goalkeeper.
Yeah, he just unfortunately didn't get his hips rotated enough and kind of cast that thing out a little bit, a little sloppy.
And now another chance here for TMI Episcopal. The shot clock down to 25 as Carlo Miggins will set up shop on the near side. He'll come goal line extended, working on Zachary Branch. Another low shot as Skelly has been trying to go low all game on Morrow. He's done it once, and this time they go high in the goal for Wyatt Finke, his first goal of the match for the Panthers.
Yeah, and where that all broke down was on the clear. They went back, pulled down that pass down out of the lane, basically just having to have Lovejoy's defense reset, and there's really not much you can do. At that point, you got a one-on-one with Morrow, and all you want to do is just kind of get him guessing and look for that commitment, and then you just do the opposite.
Indeed, and that replay brought to you by Iron Horse Lacrosse Club, serving the Texas lacrosse community for over 12 years. For more information on how your player can be a part of Iron Horse Lacrosse, please Google Iron Horse Lacrosse Club for more information. Kevin McGee finally controlling the faceoff for Lovejoy, as they now trail by a goal. Just moments ago, they were leading this match 10-8, and now 3 unanswered goals by TMI Episcopal puts them in an 11-10 hole as we approach 8:40 remaining in regulation play here at Leslie Field. A shot as Battistini one-on-one with the goalkeeper Thomas Skelly, and Battistini's shot just wide. It'll be brought back into play by number 21, Jacob Kirchhoffer. Kirchhoffer working out of X, comes goal line extended near side. Sawyer Harrell thought about the shot, lost the ball out of his cross. Nice defensive work there by the long stick mid, Patrick Miggins. to poke the ball away from Lovejoy. An errant pass to Spooner, as Spooner will now take the ball back into X and reset as the shot clock goes under 55. 8 minutes to play in regulation.
And Lovejoy's great coaching. You see these guys off ball. They're setting screens, setting picks, and you know you're looking for the ball carrier to force his man into a pick or a screen where you can get loose. But that's the first thing they do if they're off ball. The first thing they do is see what they can do to open up a teammate.
And now 7.5 remaining in regulation. And a goal for Lucas Lovejoy as they'll tie the match. That's the second goal of the afternoon for number 9, Caleb Christian.
Yeah, Christian got down the lane. Here he beat his man. There's no real slide threat to come in. Had a narrow shot on the goal face. And Scully did a great job setting up near pipe and just gave up that outside corner, thinking that he could stifle him down and give him that narrow side, and that's what he took.
And another replay brought to you by Iron Horse Lacrosse Club. Tryouts for Iron Horse Lacrosse will begin here in August 2023. For more information, search for Iron Horse Lacrosse Club on Google. The 214 Lacrosse Faceoff Cam showing there as TMI Episcopal wins the faceoff. And the Panthers back on the job now in a tie game. Once again, neither team has led by more than 2 goals in this match. There has not been a 3-goal lead in the entirety of this Class B semifinal, as these are 2 very evenly matched teams here this afternoon at Leslie Field. And a whistle, the push there without possession should give the ball back to TMI Episcopal, and it does, as they'll get a fresh 80 on the shot clock with 6:49 to play in the fourth.
Yeah, Branch came up late, to kind of put a body on the runner, and that all that does is just set it up where TMI could basically resubstitute and get their offense where they want to roll from.
And now a shot from distance by Aiden Skelly, deflected away by the goalkeeper Morrow. The ball loose on the near side, scooped up by Wyatt Finke. And Finke will reload. They'll go back up top to Carlo Miggins as they get a fresh shot clock, 75 on the shot clock. A quick pass to Fielden as Fielden looked for goal number 4 on the afternoon. Morrow equal to that challenge. Another shot, save Morrow. And Morrow has been doing yeoman's work here in the opening stages of this fourth quarter. We're halfway through. 6 minutes to play in regulation. It's all tied up at 11.
Yeah, Morrow's doing a great job. He's getting wonderful help from his poles back there. The slides are on time. They're really picking guys up. And there's another just a great opportunity missed by TMI.
Yeah, Finke there with a wide open look, and the pass just a bit behind him. As it appears we have an official's timeout for injury on the field. We'll step aside for a brief break. Back in a moment here on Game On Sports. And as we return to action following the injury timeout, one of the Lovejoy players cramping up there on the field, I believe that was number 7, Nathan White, as he'll get to the bench and get some attention. We hope that's not too serious, and he can return to action here quickly as we have 5:40 to play in regulation in this tie game in the Class B state semifinal. As we resume play, an errant pass there, picked up by TMI Episcopal. A shot, save Morrow. Penalty flag comes in. And the dive there by the Panthers, it looks like it might cost them, as Or actually, that may be a penalty coming up on Lovejoy. We'll have to check the call.
Yeah, Morrow's feeling the pain on that. He took a shot off the shin. But I mean, trust me, it could have been a lot worse because they had an open lane to free run in.
And we'll get that penalty call here for you. As we have 5:23 remaining in regulation.
Penalty on number 15, Kevin McGee for the Leopards. 1 minute, illegal body check.
It's an illegal body check, a full minute penalty against Kevin McGee. As this is the perfect opportunity here for TMI to reestablish the lead. The first penalty, Jim, in quite a while. This has been a fairly clean lacrosse game here this afternoon at Leslie Field.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams, I mean, they don't let their emotions get a hold of them. You know, I've seen a little bit of chippy play, but not a whole lot of emotional play. You know, they're very, very focused and measured, and that goes to what we talked about a couple of times with the level of coaching and what they're focusing on.
And a fresh shot clock now, about 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Kevin McGee. So still a man-up advantage here for the Panthers as the ball goes out of bounds. But this will be Lovejoy to inbound as the Panthers had no one in X to save possession. And now a short-handed opportunity as Lovejoy will try to rag out the remainder of this penalty, and they do. Both teams back to full strength with 4:25 remaining in regulation. Breaking away, Caleb Christian. A shot opportunity, Spoonered, point blank, he scores. Nobody accounting for number 43, Nick Spooner. And he puts his second goal in the back of the net, and more importantly, gives Lovejoy the lead with 4:20 to play.
Yeah, Spooner comes in through the backside here, just tries to give him the fake, and Skinner takes the first fake and just over the top of the head. As soon as he gets the goalie's stick head to commit, then he just dumps it. Great play, wonderful attack by Lovejoy.
And the replay there brought to you courtesy of Iron Horse Lacrosse Club. Be sure to Google search Iron Horse Lacrosse and sign up your player for tryouts starting in August 2023. It's now 12-11 advantage Lovejoy as TMI wins the faceoff, but they lose the ball. And this is going to be a penalty here as a slash to the neck is going to send Zachary Branch to the sin bin and give the Panthers a man-up advantage and an opportunity to tie the game.
Yeah, that was a vigorous call too. It took a minute or two for the flag to come down, I think.
Yeah, that flag tossed very high into the air. It looked like it was starting to take off toward Buddy Eccles Field here north of here, as we still have a fairly strong wind coming out of the south here this afternoon at Leslie Field. The wind has been picking up all day long, fairly mild in our first game in the morning, but now about a 12-mile-an-hour breeze favoring the TMI Panthers, as TMI Episcopal with the wind at their back shooting here in this fourth quarter. They have the man-up advantage here for another 40 seconds. 59 on the shot clock, less than 4 to play in the fourth.
Yeah, and Morrow's been very active in goal, been taking a couple of shots. He's kind of not really hobbled, but he is not 100%. He's getting some leg shots down, and you got to wonder if that's starting to weigh in on him, if that pays off going down the road, and there's one he just gave up.
And Aiden Skelly, finally with his second goal of the match. He's been putting peppering shots on Morrow all afternoon and gets his second one through to the back of the netting. And this will tie the game with 3:31 to play in regulation. It's 12-12 here in this Class B state semifinal.
Yeah, Scully used every inch of the pipes. I mean, that thing brushed in off the crossbar and in.
And now in a tie game here with 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play in regulation. TMI with the face-off win, as you just saw there on the 214 Lacrosse face-off cam. And TMI now will slow things down a little bit in this tie game with 3:15 remaining, the shot clock at 62. And this is a critical possession in a tie game for the Panthers.
Yeah, TMI Episcopal, they really need to come out of this thing. I'm going to stop talking. and as I'm talking about how critical it is, they turn it over.
Yeah, Devin Lynch beside himself as he made an errant pass there. It goes out of bounds. Jumping up and down furiously. He knew that he had made his own mistake there, a mea culpa to his teammates. As now, Lovejoy in this tie game will have the offensive advantage. But an interception there by Matthew Fielden gives new life to TMI Episcopal. 2:40 to play in regulation.
Yeah, and you got to like how these attacks are playing defense. A lot of times you'll see them kind of drop off on transition, but these guys are pressing every step of the way.
And we have 2 different penalty flags on the field. As TMI is allowed to play the advantage, this penalty will be coming up against Lucas Lovejoy. 50 on the shot clock. As now quickly Miggins is dispossessed. Kevin McGee secures possession for Lovejoy. And we'll get these penalty calls. We'll see if this is the same penalty or if these might be 2 separate penalty calls with 2:13 remaining in the fourth. We already see Jacob Kirchhoffer in the sin bin for offside. And it appears that both referees had the same call. This is a 30-second technical penalty. A man-up advantage here for TMI, and they must capitalize with just over 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Shot and a goal, just as I say that, Wyatt Finke with his second goal of the match. And the Panthers back in front with 2:03 to play. 2 consecutive goals for Finke. And now the Panthers with a 13-12 lead.
Yeah, Finke taking advantage of that seeping opening and not picking up the slide. He doesn't feel the pressure on him, so he knows he's wide open on that turnaround. Just has to get his hands free and pop that thing in. Goes to the top corner on Morrow.
And the 2-1-4 lacrosse faceoff cam right there. Possession given to TMI Episcopal as a faceoff win by Caden Fenno. A big hit there by Lovejoy, but the Panthers maintain possession. And now on the near side, number 28, J.P. Tucker looks to set up his offense with 100 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. They'll offload to number 38, Ben Hokinson. Hokinson now with possession, 90 seconds to play. As Hokinson looks to shoot, he'll offload. Is that in? It is! Hokinson draws the defense with him, leaves Matthew Fielden all by himself. It's Fielden's 4th goal of the match, and that could be the death knell for Lucas Lovejoy. A 2-goal lead now for the Panthers with 1:26 to play.
Yeah, really it comes down to, we thought, who was going to step up, and really was kind of the man up that kind of shifted. It was who wasn't there.
And another replay brought to you there by Iron Horse Lacrosse Club, serving the Texas lacrosse community in DFW, Austin, and Houston for grades kindergarten through 12 for the past 12 years. The face-off there on the 2-1-4 lacrosse face-off cam secured once again by the Panthers as Fenno and Kimmelap, the FOGO specialists for the Panthers, have been doing their work today. And now the shot clock and the game clock virtually identical as we have 1 minute to play in the match. 58 on the shot clock, barely a 2-second differential as TMI Episcopal will try to play keep away and punch their ticket to the state championship tomorrow against Westwood.
Yeah, TMI's just going to try and stay out of the corners, not draw a double or triple, and see if they can keep the ball pushed around.
Hokinson being slashed at, hacked at, beaten up, and he'll get the ball, and an unforced error there. Can Miggins keep it in bounds? No. The officials rule that the Panthers lose the ball out of bounds, and a broken long stick there on the field. And with possession going over to Lucas Lovejoy, we have timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well. 32.5 remaining in regulation. Lovejoy trailing by 2. Back in a moment on Game On Sports Network. folks, we return you here to SP Leslie Field on the campus of the Coppell 9th Grade Center. Alongside Jim Dixon, this is Brian Shackelford as we bring you the final 32.5 seconds of this Class B state semifinal between TMI Episcopal from San Antonio and the Lucas Lovejoy Leopards. The Lovejoy Leopards will have possession with 32.5 remaining, it's TMI Episcopal with possession as they have 32.5 remaining on the game clock, 31 on the shot clock. And an immediate whistle with 30.1 remaining, as there appears to be some confusion between the members of the officiating crew as to who has possession of the ball.
I think they wanted Megan set more to the
middle of the field,
more to the sideline,
or more to the sideline. Looks like we'll reset the clock at 32.5.
Well, because now they're gonna call a. Now they're gonna negate everything. Get the ball set where they want it.
No, and indeed it was. It was a change of possession. I thought when the ball had gone out of bounds, it was last touched by Carlo Miggins that would give Lovejoy possession. Now, will Lovejoy get that 2.4 seconds back? Because it really should be 32.5 remaining.
They should have it back.
They play on without it. 30 seconds to play in the match. Lovejoy needs 2 goals, and they need them in a hurry. Number 9, Caleb Christian coming down the middle. He'll shoot. Save Thomas Skelly. Scramble for the loose ball in front. Battistini has it, tries a backhander. And now the clock stopped again with 15.8 seconds remaining as Lovejoy will take their final timeout. We'll take another timeout with them back in a moment for the exciting conclusion of this match here on Game On Sports Network.
I love the idea that when you pull into the service garage, your name comes up on the screen. I will always drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at our Dallas and Fort Worth Sewell Infinity locations.
We've done both new and pre-owned. It's the same experience. It's everything's the same. They make it too easy to even think about going anywhere else.
Discover our wide variety of pre-owned vehicles at Sewell.com today.
And folks, we welcome you back here to the 2023 Texas High School Lacrosse League Championships. Jim Dixon and Brian Shackelford here with you from SP Leslie Field in Coppell, Texas. And our third game of the day here at Leslie Field has been everything one could hope for. A back and forth battle. No team has led by more than 2 goals this afternoon. And TMI Episcopal has a 2-goal lead at the moment with 15.8 seconds remaining. The shot clock not a factor. But Lucas Lovejoy has possession. They need 2 goals, Jim, and they need them quick.
They need to be burying the net like within 5 seconds.
The ball back in play on the far side. It's number 20, Owen McGee. McGee comes around an X. Too much time coming off the clock here. Christian, a loose ball, scooped up. Back to the goalkeeper, and Thomas Skelly will hold on to the ball and throw it in the air as the horn sounds, ending this afternoon's game. What a thriller here from SP Leslie Field in Coppell. As ladies and gentlemen, the final horn is sounded, bringing this afternoon's game to a close. Your final score in our second Class B state semifinal. San Antonio TMI Episcopal Panthers 14, Lucas Lovejoy Leopards 12. And the TMI Episcopal Leopards advance to play their nemesis, the Round Rock Westwood Warriors, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in the Class B state championship.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of questioned the pulling a hot goalie from the first half, and I mean, for what you gave up, I mean, looking back, I don't know that he would have stopped a lot of those shots, but you sacrificed that for the risk of, okay, we're gonna have better clears, and the clears seemed to be the difference so far in the second half. And that was that little bit of difference, that little bit of separation that TMI needed, and it was close, and those little small adjustments pay off.
And the fourth quarter making all the difference here in this match, as we had a 10-9 lead for Lovejoy heading into the fourth quarter. And TMI outscoring Lovejoy 5-2 in the final frame to take this Class B state semifinal 14-12 and punch their ticket to the Class B state championship tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And folks, we welcome you in here to the C2 Education postgame show, as we will recap today's action here from Leslie Field. And Jim, what a way to close out the afternoon here at Leslie Field. A barn burner between two very equally matched teams. And in the final stanza, TMI Episcopal with just a little bit more edge as they take the 2-goal win this afternoon.
Yeah, and I mean, I credit both squads, but who I credit is THSLL for matching this thing up and getting it right. I can only hope that tomorrow's game's that much better. But they were certainly on point with this matchup, because this thing, this thing could have went either way, and was really only separated by a couple of plays and an offensive possession here and there that TMI was able to take advantage of.
Indeed, and reviewing the scoring here for both teams in this contest, the TMI Episcopal Panthers 14 goals in the match, as they had 9 different goal scorers on the day, led by Matthew Fielden, and very appropriate, as Matthew Fielden with 4 goals on the day, and the final goal on the board for TMI Episcopal will be our offensive player of the game, sponsored by Tutor Doctor. And folks, remember, Tutor Doctor offers one-on-one, in-home, and online tutoring for all grades and subjects. They serve Collin and Denton counties, offering summer programs to help students catch up and get ahead. For more information, search Tutor Doctor on Google. And with the offensive player of the game, Matthew Fielden, 4 goals in a winning effort here today for TMI Episcopal. One of 9 goal scorers in the match. Aiden Skelly with 2, Wyatt Finke with 2, and then single goals for Justin Kimmelap, JP Tucker, Chase Cummings, Will Castellano, the long stick midi, getting a pole goal in there for the Panthers, Ryan Erdos, and Ben Hawkinson to round out the 14-goal performance today for TMI Episcopal.
Yeah, and TMI just came in and was able to separate from Lovejoy, and Lovejoy's a great squad. Played outstanding defense, and they just couldn't get that little separation. They made a couple of goal runs, but TMI drug them back, and as soon as they felt that momentum shift, they kind of buried down and kept the thing in reach for them, and that's the whole thing. If you can mitigate those runs, you can certainly at least make some noise for yourself here in the last couple of minutes of the fourth.
Indeed, and Lucas Lovejoy had their opportunities in this match 2 different times. They also led by 2 goals in this match, as they fall to defeat here this afternoon by a score of 14-12. And let us not overlook the 4-goal performance today for the Leopards by sophomore number 15, Kevin McGee. Although in a losing effort, I think we're going to see a lot more of that young man here in the 2024 campaign for Lucas Lovejoy.
Yeah, sure, and he's outstanding. Morrow's tremendous. Great leadership in the pipes, back there directing traffic. Doesn't have a problem with going for the aggressive clear, and just a lot of good things coming out of Lucas Lovejoy that we're going to see down the road, and it's a great squad. We've seen them in the playoffs over this year and last, and just a lot of good things to see out of them and TMI as they advance.
Indeed, and recapping the scoring for Lucas Lovejoy, they have 12 goals on the afternoon. 4 goals, as we just mentioned, by number 15, Kevin McGee. 2 goals by Caleb Christian. Another 2 goals by Jacob Kirchhoffer, and single goals by Nick Spooner, as well as Cameron Battistini and number 00, Jack Campbell. And that brings us your final score today. TMI Episcopal 14, Lucas Lovejoy 12. And it all came down to that final 12 minutes as TMI outscores Lovejoy 5-2 in the final frame, coming from behind to start the fourth quarter and take a 2-goal victory and earn the right to face off against Round Rock Westwood in tomorrow's Class B championship.
Yeah, I mean, in that matchup, that thing's going to be outstanding. And if you, I don't have it in front of me, but I don't know. I would imagine in the close proximity that they're in, that they have probably played already this season, and see how that matches up, and see if there's any kind of indicator there. I mean,
indeed, that match played earlier this season, as both of these teams that will face off in the Class B championship tomorrow are members of the Class C Central Division. Round Rock Westwood finished in second place with a 6-1 record in the district and 15-1 overall. And Westwood's lone loss was to this TMI Episcopal team on TMI's home turf by a score of 20-9. So, as impressive as Westwood looked earlier this afternoon in their resounding defeat 16-4 over the Austin Westlake B squad, they can be beaten, as you see right here today. And, TMI Episcopal definitely can bring a challenge to Round Rock Westwood tomorrow, as this Panther squad, the only team to beat the Warriors all season long.
Right, and you would hope that that Westwood was a little bit more tested, and unfortunately that didn't happen. And I hate the analogy of metal sharpens metal, or however that goes, but you would hope that brief testing in the playoffs would help you build momentum. But both squads look outstanding, and look for a great matchup tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that matchup is going to be even more exciting than the game that we just watched, as it's the first place team from Class B Central, the TMI Episcopal Panthers, facing off against the number 1 seed, the second place team from Class B Central, the Round Rock Westwood Warriors, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in the Class B State Championship. And while we have a moment here, Jim, let's also look at the Class A State Championship, which will be played tomorrow at high noon at Buddy Eccles Field in Coppell, as we saw Bel Air Episcopal Houston punch their ticket to that game right here at Leslie Field in double overtime by a score of 12-11 over Cypress Woods. And they will be facing a Kincaid team that came from behind and scored the winning goal with 6 seconds to play to send Lake Travis to the showers. And it will be Kincaid versus Bel Air Episcopal in the Class A championship tomorrow at noon.
Yeah, and a lot of these matchups are not the THSLL is looking into a crystal ball, but they're getting a lot of these matchups right.
Indeed. And folks, while we have a moment here, let's thank today's sponsors who made our broadcast possible. 214 Lacrosse, sponsor of our Face-Off Cam, along with C2 Education. They are available here in person before and after the game for more continuing education. Our halftime show sponsor, Firehouse Subs, we do thank them for the delicious lunch they sent today. Along with Groovy Hughes, your one-stop shop for paint and power washing. We'd also like to thank Iron Horse Lacrosse, serving the Texas lacrosse community in DFW, Austin, and Houston for over 12 years. State Farm agent Natalie Burkhalter of Coppell. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Tutor Doctor, offering one-on-one, in-home, or online tutoring for all grades and subjects, serving Collin and Denton counties. They offer 8-week SAT and ACT classes beginning next month in June. And folks, as we round out our broadcast day here at Leslie Field in Coppell, Jim, your final thoughts on what was by far the most exciting match we called today, as TMI ekes out the victory here in this second Class B semifinal.
Yeah, just not a lot of separation between the two squads, and you just kind of wondered what was going to shift the momentum, and that man up for TMI obviously paid dividends, and that offered a little bit of separation for them between Lovejoy and well, again, a very evenly matched placement here in the playoffs, and neither team has a thing to hang their head about. in this game, and wait to see what happens tomorrow.
Indeed, folks, and while we have one more opportunity, we want to remind you about the exciting action coming up here later today and tomorrow here on Game On Sports. Coming up next from Buddy Eccles Field, it will be the Class D state championship between John Paul II and Hyde Park. That game will start here in just a few minutes at 4:30 p.m., and we'll close out our broadcast day today at 6:30 with the Class C state championship, also from Buddy Eccles Field between Vista Ridge and Alamo Heights. And don't forget to join us tomorrow for Championship Sunday here as part of the Texas High School Lacrosse League playoffs for 2023, as we'll start the day tomorrow at 10 a.m. with the Class B state championship between the TMI Episcopal Panthers and the Round Rock Westwood Warriors. That game at 10 a.m. to be followed at high noon by the Class A state championship between the Bel Air Houston Knights and the Kincaid Falcons. And we round out the 2023 state tournament with the big game of the year, the Class 2A state championship at 2:30 p.m. right here on Game On Sports. And as we close out our action here today from Leslie Field, we want to take a moment and thank everyone who made today's broadcast possible. The executive producer of Game On Sports is Fred Garner. Game On Sports Operations Manager is Trevor Von Dam. Today's match was produced and directed by Tim Polster. The sights and sounds of today's broadcast were brought to you by our outstanding camera crew, Chris Reniger, Daniel Rodriguez, and Vonnie. Also, a special thanks to our support crew back at the home office, Lisa Carrillo, Mallory Green, and Sarah Beasley. Folks, today's Texas High School Lacrosse League Class B state semifinal is a copyrighted production of Game On Sports Network and the Texas High School Lacrosse League. Copyright 2023, all rights reserved. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the pictures and accounts of this broadcast without the express consent of Game On Sports Network and the Texas High School Lacrosse League is strictly prohibited. Well, that wraps up our broadcast day this afternoon from Leslie Field. We thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for spending some of your Saturday afternoon with us, and we look forward to seeing you for our next broadcast of the Texas High School Lacrosse League right here on Game On Sports. So on behalf of my broadcast partner, Jim Dixon, and our entire Game On Sports production crew, this is Brian Shackelford, thanking you for joining us this afternoon and for your continued support of the Texas High School Lacrosse League. Your final score once again in this Class B state semifinal: TMI Episcopal Panthers 14, Lucas Lovejoy Leopards 12, and congratulations to the Class B finalists, the TMI Episcopal Panthers. Until next time, we wish you good afternoon and God bless from Coppell, Texas.